Hey, what's up guys? Since I got the front of this car figured out, I want to move to the back, start figuring out the taillight panel and the rear deck lid. The deck lid's twisted, so I gotta figure out what I gotta do on that. Figured I'd show you guys how I install these cheap eBay taillight panels. So let's get right to it. So we're going to start on the back end of this car now, and there's about 3 different ways that you can go about this. This option right here, you already have your taillight bucket is already made into this taillight panel, and it sticks out so far. The only way to get this on here is to cut this out, just like the real 67, 68 Shelby's was. And they actually have like a metal box rubbed in the back side of them. We're not going to be doing that because we already have this in here. Theirs didn't have this in it. Their buckets is actually that box. I don't know why they didn't just do it like this, but the other route is you buy a taillight panel that's got all this already opened and cut out, and you can do the flat version of the lights. It's like LEDs, and then you just weld this hose, cut this out, just weld this up. Do it that way. Since I got this, I'm going to use this, so I'm going to have to cut out so much of this metal so this will fit. So let's get to it. Somebody commented on one of my videos a while ago, not right now, Eddie, and they said, for anyone watching these videos, these cars are unibody, and you have to brace a unibody car up. There's something along the lines of that. I agree with it, kinda, sorta. Unibody cars do have to be braced up if you plan on doing a whole lot of metal work. Say I wanted to replace the whole bottom on this car, I'd have to brace it up and keep it, you know, from spreading out, and keep the door, you know, your door openings the right size. This car was totaled. This car was junk. No one would have fixed this car. And you can't brace up a car that's been totaled. If you brace it up, you brace it up in a smush. You see what I'm saying? You can't brace this car. I couldn't brace this car up. It would have been pointless. It would have been stupid to do that. But I see where you're coming from when you comment. I know what you're saying. I've built so many of these cars, I don't have to brace them up. I know all the measurements. I know what I'm doing. I'm not stupid. I know what I'm doing. Anybody with a little bit of sense and a jack and a tape measure and a good level floor, they can figure it out. But anyway. So what I done was put my taillight panel up there, like so, and I put me a mark. Say, you're going to have studs right here. You got to be able to get to your studs. I'm going to cut it about right here and about right here. So that's pretty good. Now we can come over. Through. There we go. And of course we gotta draw this line right here. Ain't gotta be perfect, but we do kind of want to be straight up and down. go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut all these off. All this is gonna be going. I'm gonna do my lid. I'm gonna do my marker lid, Ellie. Did you eat it? Did you eat my lid? Wait, there it is. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing over here. That ain't necessarily the best way to do it, but this is how you gotta do it if you use that panel. That cheaper taillight panel. So that's what it's gotta look like if you plan on using an eBay taillight panel. So now we gotta cut that out. Patch panel. Can y'all see that? See, we got a big old hole there now. I don't like it, but that's what you gotta do. If you do the cheap old kits. Another patch panel. Alright. Now it should fit a little better. Still gotta do some cleanup work on our fireplace. Oh yeah, it goes on there a lot better. You see now, before it set about right there. Now it goes way back. See? We got all kinds of room to screw it to now. Cool. That'll work. The real Shelby Mustangs had screws that held the taillight panel on. Why not? I used to fiberglass these things on. I thought, you know what? What's the matter? Let's take it back off. So I usually try to put my screws kind of even. So you want to put one here, maybe one here, one here. So 1, 2, 3. Should work. Okay. You don't want to just go through there putting screws everywhere. You want them to look nice and neat. So this screw is right in line with this edge. So the next screw should be right here. We'll show y'all the next problem that you're going to get into as you're putting this on and pulling it to. Dirty. You can see when you push it to, see where it hits first. So you need to grind that part down so that this gap disappears, because you can't force this up there because it's rocking right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here, grind this back. Take off a little bit at a time. I don't want to take off too much. The pine cone alley. So we are about a quarter-inch here and a quarter-inch there, so we'll take off a quarter-inch here. Should fit. It's this size of that. Same way. We know what we gotta do. Screws back out. There are lines. Probably should wear a mask. Thing, eye protection. That's good. I think they're changing our taillight panels on us. These things used to fit halfway decent. Now they're just crap. Now they're just crap. What I normally do is put my eyeball right here, and then I can kind of push it forward or let it come back and try to make it kind of straight, kind of curved. Your deck lid's kind of got a curve to it, so you want your taillight panel kind of curved with it. So we got one there, so we're going to want to put one here, here. I need to find my tape measure. Can't put one in the middle because it goes and kind of your lock center. don't want to put one. You don't want to put a screw from here over because your end cap will be covering it up. And if you ever want to take your taillight panel off, you'll have to take your end cap off first. You don't want to do that. So, here to here, let's just say 20. So we'll take 20, 10. So we will put one 10, and then here. We're going to put one 10 and the 20. That's going to be our other 2 screw holes. That one. I'm probably gonna take this one out. It's got my taillight panel in the bottom. I'm gonna have to back up and regroup on this one. See that my material's wider here and narrow here, so I may have to re-glass this one up and try something else on. That'll work, but I don't like the way it looks. Probably gonna have to grind some off this so all my screws are like they're in the same place on the taillight panel. I don't want it to be here and here and here and here and here. I want it to look uniform. Now it looks pretty good. Push it in just a little bit. Push this in. I'll see what I'm doing, hopefully. We don't want to force nothing. You can already tell that the taillight panel bent right here. It's kind of hindering this from going where it needs to go. I'm going to take it back off, massage it a little bit. Try again. Here it looks like it's sunk in right here it's like it's bulged out. This poor old car, it's just been, I think it's had a taillight panel put in it before, and it's all this is Bondo. screws are nice and even, just like it was on the Shelby's. Now, we got another dilemma now. As you can see, got a pretty big gap here. No gap here. That's because this deck lid is twisted. It's got a pretty bad twist in it. It wasn't real bad. I've been shoving something under on this side and putting some weight on it, and letting it, over time, it's just doing its thing. But I'm thinking I'm going to have to cut the twist out of it. Maybe cut some out on the top here. And cut some out the bottom here. Try to manipulate it, make it twist disappear. I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. Don't particularly want to, but it's what I gotta do. They're just not giving us as much anymore. These right here used to come way down. They got these things all just jacked up now. I mean, it's terrible. You can't make the gaps the same. It's wide here, narrow here, wide there, wide. It's just terrible. I'm already noticing that here in the middle, it's out further. So I might have to do a little doctoring. This is just to get us started. This is your starting point. So now you can see that where it's almost touching here. It's there. So what I ended up doing is I measured from the floor to the top on taillight panel, the metal taillight panel on both sides. The car's sitting perfectly level and measures out right. Then I measured from the floor to the top of the deck lid on both sides, and it was a ½ inch out, ½ inch twist. If you look at it, you can actually see it. You see right there how it's kind of flush with the back side of the deck lid. And now look over there, you can see a lot more of the deck lid. The deck lid is. So, two ways of fixing it. Shove something under this side and put a whole lot of weight on this side and let it work itself out. But then you take a chance on it coming back. Or, you cut the top off of this side and you take like an air file to this side and you just start gradually raising this up on this side until it's like that side. Or you add to the bottom of this side and add to the top of that side, which I'm not going to do that because it's already not wide anyway. So I done had to cut these. fiberglass the back side back up. Some fiberglass mat. I mean, you can already see it's already too short. So there's no way I would build this up even more. So what I can do is take some off the bottom, raise this up, and raise that up. All these parts are so dirty. Of course, I got to fill this gap in. Nothing fits, guys. This is what you got to deal with. It's crap. It's all crap. But maybe I'll help somebody on getting you started on how to get this on. As you can see right here, there's still going to have to be a lot of work right here. I'm going to have to keep bringing this down. And then I'll have to build my ledge back where it goes back in under the gas cap. Because now there's no ledge there no more. I'll get it. I'm going to have to go in here and open this up. Open this up. I'm going to open this trunk lock hole up a little bit. Ain't too bad. I don't know if the other side fits in there. Ain't tried it yet. No, not really. Y'all see that? I can definitely afford to take a whole lot off the top of that deck lid. Because you can see we're at the top of the quarter now. And you see how much it's not lined up. So yeah, I can take a whole lot off the top of it. Look at this. If you push this up there to where it lines up, and this no longer lines up, that's our twist. All this needs to come down this side. It's hard to get twist. It's hard to get that twist out of it though. It's flush here. Just part of it. Well, the front of this thing's looking good. I got all my lights in there now, fellers. Finally got them all in. Took a little bit. They're in, they're adjusted. I like it. I'm liking this car a lot. Well, he's wanting to play. One step at a time, I guess. Okay, so right here, this is essentially what you gotta do. If you buy one of these cheap eBay deck lids from Mexico, this is what you gotta do. Because every one of them I have put on has got some sort of twist in it. So you gotta figure out what your twist is. In my case, it's almost a ½ inch. So, I figured out from the floor up to here what it is on both sides, and then I measured from here down to the floor and figured it up on both sides, and it come out to be, I don't know, a little less than a ½ inch. So essentially what I done was put me a mark on here, and then I go all the way over to the middle, and I kind of feather it off a little bit past the middle. Okay, so that's going to get us from here down to the floor is going to be correct now. But now that you got that correct, this side's going to be narrower. So now you got to go on the other side over here, take some off the bottom now. So the top stays the same. You're going to take that much off the bottom, which is essentially the same thing as what you're taking off the top. So when you measure from here to here, from there to there, I come up with 5½ inches. Or just a hair over, I think. I think it's around 5½. Yeah, it's around 5½ inches. And it's the same over here on this side. It's about 5½ inches. Yep, 5½. So, now all I got to do is grind that all the way down to my tape line, and then grind that all the way up to my tape line. And then my deck lid should be fixed. Doing it the way where you put something under this side and then weigh it down, leave it that way for a few days, it will twist it. Then over time, out in the sun, it may work its way back into a twist, and I don't want that. So, let's get to grinding. Now the fun part. Right down to our tape line. Solid, except for right from here over. We'll have to do a little glassing. Here's real solid. Air file on the bottom of it. It's 100% better than what it was. Right. Now we should have a halfway decent looking gap. And I gotta set my latch where to pull it down an extra 1/8 of an inch. It's gonna be about that right there. Now we got a nice uniform gap. Now let's go back here and look at this thing. See if it looks straight now, uniform. Oh man, look at the top of the deck lid and look at the top, like the front edge of the deck lid and this top edge of the spoiler part. Now look at it. It's perfect. That's just the little tips and tricks you got to do, guys. None of this stuff is right. The stuff you buy, it's not right. You just got to cut it and make it right. So I'm going to do a little more sanding and give it the natural curve. I'll do that with air file. I'll stretch me some tape. But I'm not going to do that until I get my end caps on. So I can do all this gradually together. Give it that uniform look. Whew, we're getting there. Slowly but surely. I think that's going to be it for this video, guys. Hope you like what you've seen. Please like, share, and subscribe. Maybe next time we can do some actual body work. I gotta get this car right here. I gotta get on this car too. I love this car. I don't know what it is about this car. I'm just really enjoying this car. I'm really loving working on this car. My fans came in for that car right there today, so I'm fixing to stab them suckers on there.